Alright, guys, we got review 3 for the week. Sleepwalkers. My buddy Anthony actually told me that I should check this out, which luckily for him, my mom tried to have me watch this when I was younger. Of course, another Stephen King film. Now it's called Sleepwalkers. Came out in 1992, rated R. It's an hour and 31 minutes. We have Brian Cross as Charles Brady. We have Mädchen Amick as Tanya Robertson. We have Alice Cringe as Mary Brady. And we have a very, very, very young Ron Perlman as Captain Somis. So the whole film, like I said, it's right in the title, Sleepwalkers. You have Charles and Mary, who are, they play mother and son. However, I don't think that they actually are, because they become very intimate, very creepily. But we dive right into this film the minute that it comes onto your screen. We see Charles cutting a T into his arm for Tanya. And then he starts, having some time with his mom, let's just say. It's very weird. So I'm hoping that that's not a legitimate thing. But after that, he ends up meeting up with Tanya. And he goes to school, they're in high school. And the teacher knows something's off right away. And so the teacher ends up confronting him after he's driving home from Tanya's house. And this is when you finally get to see what he actually is. You see him rip off the teacher's hand, and he basically just eats him. He transforms. He can transform the color of his car. He can, he can hide his car. Actually, I'm going to take it back a little bit, because we actually don't, the first scene we see isn't Charles, carving the T into his arm. It's actually sheriff from another county, Sheriff Jenkins, who's played by Mark Hamill, ends up going to a crime scene, and there are all these dead cats. And cats are important because they're the only things that can hurt these things. Bullets won't, slash in their throats won't. Only cats, which I find it very interesting. But hey, something has to be able to kill whatever the hell these things are. But we'll go back to where I was. So like I said, the teacher's arm gets ripped off, and right there, Charles goes home and is like, we need to leave. This isn't okay. But his mom's hungry. She can't feed like Charles does. Charles needs to bring the food back to her. So it's a lot of it's a lot of Stephen King, put it that way. This film wouldn't have been anywhere worth the watch if it wasn't for Stephen King even cameoing in this film. I enjoyed it. I don't think that I'll probably watch it that many times again. Maybe once in a while, but it wasn't that amazing. I didn't feel like I wasted my time, put it that way. IMDb gave it a 5.4 out of 10. I give it a 2 out of 5. If you want to pass the time by, watch a Stephen King flick, yeah, put it on. But I wouldn't suggest going out and trying to find this film, because lucky for you, there is no place to watch it. Go figure. So, if you want, give it a watch. If you've seen it, maybe I'm being over judgmental. But that's my thoughts, so let me know what you think.